Hello, ladies. Okay, we're going to jump into part 2 of our Willpower series. Last week we talked about willpower. We're going to dive back in there again. Thank you for listening to the Menopause Made Easy podcast, where with me, you learn the skills and habits that I do so that I can thrive in my 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. And the sooner you start these habits, ladies in your 20s and 30s, the better. I guarantee it. And I am so blessed that in my early 30s, I decided enough is enough with the quick fixes, the willpower, the self-sabotage, the negative self-talk, and decided to abandon all of those and instead invite compassion, curiosity, courage, and the willingness to partake on the most beautiful journey to vibrant health. And let me tell you, ladies, if you are willing to let go of the societal messages, our programming, and dive into this beautiful journey, you will have long-lasting change. Okay, so let's talk about willpower, because it is not the way you lose weight long-term. No. So could having more willpower, I'm going to do a little recap, help you achieve your weight loss goals? A common misperception is that people who eat too much and gain weight lack willpower. And I can honestly say, looking back in my 20s and early 30s, I thought there was something the matter with me. What am I doing wrong? What's the matter with me? Why can't I follow this program like everybody else? I must be doing something wrong. And let me tell you, if I was pointing a finger at my child and constantly telling them that they did something wrong and how come they messed up, imagine how you feel. Like, even just sitting here, I feel so contracted and just, oh my gosh, vulnerable and not compassionate or courageous or expansive. So it's amazing, just by changing that mindset and changing the words that we use, we can affect our energy and how we do things. Okay. And this thinking of the willpower, I lack willpower, is that if I only had a little more self-control, the weight would come off and stay off. If someone cannot stick to a healthy diet, they must lack willpower. You see that all the time. Oh, you're lacking self-control, you're lacking willpower. Okay. And people mistakenly believe that willpower alone is enough to keep them on track. And that's just not so. In fact, study after study show that relying on willpower alone is a poor way to achieve weight loss goals, or any goals for that matter. Okay, so if you have tried to lose weight or maintain your ideal weight after reaching it, because I see a lot of this again, women will lose the weight. They've white knuckled into a diet. They've been following a meal plan. They've been over exercising, and they get to their goal weight. And then they're like, oh, okay. And they start to slide. They start to slide. And then over the age of 35, that fat comes on, that weight comes on, it really wreaks havoc. Okay. And so there are the skills that you learn to lose weight are the skills that you keep to maintain your weight. Okay. And so if you get to that point where you reach your weight, for some of you that it can be really challenging to keep that white knuckle of resisting all the food you didn't have, whatever you've been doing, okay? Because all around us, everywhere, there's a focus on eating. There's parties and family get together and holidays and weddings and just having a girlfriend over. And that is the fabric of life. I don't hide myself in a cave and not be a social creature. I have had to learn to work with myself and my habits so that I can embrace social life and not feel deprived and restricted. Okay, so there is lots of food, there's lots of social events, you're not getting rid of that. I don't think you want to live in a cave for the rest of your life, but if you do, go ahead. Okay, so the key to resisting these temptations, this is what people say, is to have willpower. Have the willpower. Okay, And again, what's this willpower thing? If we look at the dictionary, it is exert, control, resist impulses. Okay. It can also mean delaying gratification for a future goal. In this case, it would be weight loss, but that's a really tall task. Okay. The human body is a very complex system with hormones and brain chemicals that affect everything from your appetite and your metabolism to your mood. You cannot outsmart, outwit your hormones, your brain chemicals, okay? You cannot long term. So what's another option for you? All right, so even if you think you have the most exceptionally strong mind and you have everything it takes to control, you don't have it all the time, okay? Even the best mind control, the people with the most mind control, often stagger, right? Because you can't outpower the appetite hormones. And we'll dig into that in another episode. Okay. So your supply of willpower is limited, which I touched upon last week, but I can tell you this, the more you hear this information, you hear it differently, because what you learned last week, you may have forgot everything but 1%. And so now you're listening to it again, but you're listening to it from a different person. You are different than you were last week. Okay. So I reread, listen, dive into, I keep listening to the same things over and over. And every time I'm like, oh my gosh, I just heard something differently. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to take this step now. And this is why in my Vibrant Living Academy, I have the mindset library, which has, the Willpower Series and how to rewire your brain for success, goal setting, changing or creating lasting change with habits. Because if you keep hearing these lessons over and over and over again, you begin to rewire your brain. Okay, that's another whole story. Anyway, check it out. I'll leave the link in the show notes. Okay, so as I mentioned last week, willpower is in limited supply. And so there's a book out called Willpower by Roy, I'm horrible with names, so Boymeister and John Turney. Let's just say that. Just look up Willpower if you want to read it. And after you exert willpower many times during the day, which I talked about last week, it depletes the ability to do so again. So in one experiment, researchers asked subjects to make a series of choices involving delayed gratification. Choose between getting $25 now or $45 in a week. Okay, and it's very interesting where this delayed gratification is. You can also check out the marshmallow study with children. So it really shows you the difference between immediate and delayed gratification. So you can check that out. In another experiment, they asked the subjects to control their emotions by doing another task called a Stroop task. And the participants who did these tasks showed less persistence on subsequent tests that required more willpower. So what it showed in this study is that it seems we have a finite amount of willpower, and it runs low when you're forced to use it too much. So I have talked about for many years that we have a toolbox, right? We have a toolbox in order to lose weight. And many of us are using the tools of self-control and willpower. And we're using those tools, and they are a tool, but they're not all the tools that you use all the time. Okay. And if you tap into willpower too often, your willpower reserves run out. And with so many temptations to indulge on any given day, it's really not surprising at all that by the end of the day, your willpower battery is, it's dead, it's gone, it's out, okay? So by the end of the day, you can notice that it is much harder controlling your impulses. And then what happens is you give in, you feel guilty, you may feel shame, you berate yourself, and that's great. right? What is that getting you? So we just have this negativity around us, and then it's very dangerous, and it just makes food an enemy. And it's really not. Food is, oh my gosh, again, we can go into a whole emotional eating side of this, but I'm going to keep it on willpower today. I've done a lot of episodes on emotional eating. So can we recharge our willpower battery? So this is where I left off last week. All right. Can we increase this willpower battery? Now, again, this is one tool. You are a product of your habits. If you are not getting the results you want, you must look at your habits. How do we change habits? We change them slowly. We change them very slowly. Like, what can you consistently do when you are unmotivated? That's where you want to change from. And it might seem like it is so slow, but trust me, it gains momentum. Okay, it gains momentum. So there is a study that suggests there's a limit to how much willpower the average person can generate at one time. So having to exert willpower too many times depletes it and leads to a sense of frustration. But let's talk about, is there a way to recharge our battery? And according to some studies, guess what I'm going to say? Exercise helps replenish willpower reserves. You heard it here first, ladies. Okay, dust off those weights. I just finished a freaking amazing sexy arms class. Oh my God, we had so much fun doing this class. We were bouncing on our balls, we were lifting weights, we were holding blocks, we were doing eye exercises. Like, I cannot tell you how much fun we have working out. And you get access to all of my classes in my Vibrant Living Academy. So I will put that link in the show notes. Exercise helps replenish willpower reserves. A study found that people who exercise have higher reserves of willpower and better able to resist temptations. Okay, so it was found that one group of people rode a bike for 45 minutes and the other group did not. They just rested. And then the subjects were offered a choice of snacks. And they were offered chocolate chip cookies and fruit. Okay, so they were given a choice. Now, this didn't measure willpower per se, but it measured how people make choices. And it showed that the people who exercise were way more likely to choose the healthier option over the unhealthier option. Okay, and exercise is a healthy habit and one that everyone needs in our life. Okay, now we don't need to overdo it. Okay, it's not, I'm not talking about now just go out 7 days a week and start exercising. I'm just talking about how can you invite movement into your life. And again, I have a beginner start here program in the Vibrant Living Academy. We have a lot of fun with our movement exercises, and you get all of it in my Vibrant Living Academy. So hop on over there and sign up. And if you're like, Tanya, I need to speak to you, email me, Tanya@moveyourbody.ca, and let's chat. Okay, so exercise helps you make healthier food choices. That takes you closer to your goal. All right, so that is one way that you can begin to change your habits. Okay, one way. Let me just see if I have anything else. No. Okay, we're going to go on to the next one here. Okay, so another way is sleep. And we've talked a lot about this. I've had Coach Carolyn on. We've talked about sleep. I've done episodes with sleep. I talk about sleep in my Vibrant Living Academy. Your sleep at night is really affected by your circadian rhythm. One way, I should say, of what you do in the morning. And when a researcher studied sleep, they showed, and no surprise, seriously, that sleep deprivation reduces willpower Just think about that. After a crummy night's sleep, there's not a lot in the tank, ladies. Okay. You're like, oh yeah, hell yeah. Give me that high carb treat and let me slam it down my throat. I need some energy. So while getting high quality sleep, okay, replenishes your willpower. So again, this is, let's back up the bus, beep, beep, beep. Okay. It is not about the food. It's not about your lack of willpower. It's about, are you getting sleep? Sleep is one of the root causes. All right. So a lack of sleep or poor quality sleep causes people to make less healthy food choices. A lack of sleep also stimulates appetite hormones like ghrelin that increases your cravings for comfort food and sugary items. This is not about willpower, okay? This is not about willpower. But you may feel that you have a lack of willpower and then you have a surge of this appetite hormone, and it is a really bad combination for your waistline. All right. So one of the habits, two of the habits are, can you get some movement into your day and make it fun? Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how much fun we have. And I have 5-minute classes in my Vibrant Living Academy, 15-minute classes. It does not need to be long. I do not teach classes over 30 minutes. You don't need to be exercising all the time. Okay. So, and what's your sleep like? Sleep like? How can you improve the quality of your sleep? Are you willing to address these issues and move away from quick fixes and bad talking to yourself and thinking that you have to have more self-control and more willpower? Okay, so let's talk about a couple other things. So we've talked about movement, we've talked about sleep, right? And let's talk about stress. So it is another skill and another habit. Remember Penny from last week, right? She needed to learn how to manage her stress. And we all have stress. Stress is not disappearing. It is completely like not a thought that we can't live a stress-free life. And stress is good. You have good stress and you have bad stress. Again, Coach Carolyn and I talked about this, but it is really important to look at the stress in your life. What are some things you can let go of? What are some skills that you need to learn how to manage it? How can you begin to work with your stress and your mindset and bring on tools to help you reduce your stress? And this will really help you to change your body shape. I cannot, like, it's just, you got to do it. Okay. You're listening to me. And if you are saying things like, oh, I should join Tanya's Vibrant Living Academy. Oh, I should check it out. And you aren't doing it. Today is the day. Okay. You click the button in the show notes, you go and you sign up. You can go for a month and you pop in there. And if you need more help, I am here for personal training or health coaching, okay? And I do that for some of my clients. So there are options. You have options. And remember, your brain is going to come on. Your brain's going to come on and fear is going to start. Oh, I've tried everything. What if this doesn't work? I've tried exercising before. It didn't work. All of these things, because your brain feels safe with familiar pain and is afraid of unfamiliar pleasure. Okay, I cannot say that enough, because when you finally understand that it is okay to feel fear when you click the buy button, that is a good thing. Okay, it is a good thing. I can remember years ago when I was working to bring my business more online and learning how to use social media, which I have a love-hate relationship with. I signed up for a program and my heart is even beating right now. And it cost me $14,000. and I was sweating buckets, okay? That's a shit ton of money. I rarely swear, sorry, but that is a lot of money to me. So anyway, I did it and I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of skills that I needed that I didn't have because I was also, in a sense, trying to willpower my business, and do some of the things, the quick fixes. I will admit this, I was trying to do some quick fix things and not do the daily consistent habits. And I didn't even know some of those habits to do. And so my Vibrant Living Academy will not cost you $14,000, okay? It is really inexpensive, okay? It's like a cup of coffee a day. So it is a low cost barrier to entry to come in and learn and take with you the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars I've spent educating myself to pass it on to you, and the 10,000s of hours I have spent perfecting all of it. So I am gifting my beautiful Vibrant Living Academy to you for a really low price that will, if you do the work, will change. And will you feel scary? You probably will, because your ego is trying to sabotage you. So again, go listen to episodes 110 and 101. They will really help you understand your ego. Okay, so what the Vibrant Living Academy provides you is structure. Okay, so you can go in there and you have structure, you follow along. So it's not like, what do I do today? What do I do today? You go in, you pick the program you want to work on, and you work on it. Okay, and you follow it day after day. And this helps you to be consistent. Now, you don't need to be perfect, but you need to be consistent. So again, what is the smallest thing that you can do every single day? Right? It does not have to be big. So one thing, I'm getting off topic a little bit here, which is what I'm known for, but I'm working on my grip strength. And so the one thing I did is we have a pull-up bar, okay, which I have really never used in my entire life. And my hands are much stronger than they used to be, but I want my grip strength stronger. So I went and I invested in myself and I bought a pull-up band so that I can hang from my bar with my feet in a band so that I can work on strengthening my hands. And all I'm doing is hanging from that bar for 30 seconds, probably 3 to 5 times a week, okay? That's it. But what I've noticed from starting is it used to be 20 seconds. Now, actually today, I think I did 40 seconds. So I'm improving, and that's all this is. It's, are you getting better week after week? Okay. And if you're not doing anything, you're not getting better. And if you're still trying to rely on those willpower and self-control habits, you're not understanding the name of the game. And that's what I'm trying to share with you today. Okay, so in my Vibrant Living Academy, you are going to learn structure. You're going to learn consistency. You're going to learn to prioritize yourself, because it is super important to take care of your needs, okay? Which will help you to reduce your stress. And stress keeps weight for a lot of people on their body, okay? Some people lose weight, but a lot of people gain weight, all right? So building these habits is going to help with some willpower, because it's going to charge up your willpower on a regular basis so it doesn't keep depleting every day. And you're going to do this by, let's save this till next week. Okay, we're going to save these last little points for next week. That's what we're going to do, everybody. Okay. So please, from my heart to yours, if this resonated with you today, please share it with somebody who is struggling to lose weight, if they are open to receiving. And all you can do is share, and then it's up to them what they decide to do. but if you know somebody, I would greatly appreciate it. If you could please subscribe to my podcast, please rate it. It really helps for other people to see it. Okay. I don't have a massive marketing budget. I pour my time and energy into creating free content for you. That this is part of my marketing, how I get myself out into the world. I am not an influencer on social media. I am not going to spend the majority of my time on social media. I spend most of my time working to make your life better. And I would love your help if you could share my podcast with women, because I know it will help them. So thank you. I really, really, truly appreciate that. And again, please like, subscribe, and comment. I would love your comments. And, check out Vibrant Living Academy. So you would go to vibrantlivingwithtanya.com. I will put that in the show notes. And if you need some chitty chatty time with me to just really see if it's right for you, you can feel the fear bubbling up. You can feel your ego taking over. I won't bite. Just give me a call, okay? Email me. We'll have a little chat. We'll see what's best for you. And you can decide whatever you want. I am so not pressure, okay? But I am going to be honest with you and let you know that your brain is sabotaging you because it is working like it should. It's working like it should. It is keeping you stuck in familiar pain, okay? Because it is afraid of unfamiliar pleasure. And what I'm going to teach you is how to work with your brain so that you learn how to bring the pleasure, okay, on board more, and to turn down the volume on the on the familiar pain. All right? Okay. Healthy hugs, ladies, and I will see you in the next video.